9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now live.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from the campus of Westfield State University, this is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
It's time to play the game. Time to play the game! It's all about the game. And how you play it, all about control. And if you can take it, all about your debt. And if you can pay it, it's all about pay. And who's gonna make it? I am the game, you don't wanna play me. I am control, no way you can shake me. I am heavy debt, no way you can pay me. I am the pain, and I know you can't take me. Look over your shoulder, ready to run like a Cleveland bitch from a smoking gun. I am the game, and I make the rules. So move on out, you can die like a fool. Trying to figure out what my move's gonna be. Come on over, sucker, why don't you ask me? Don't you forget there's a price you can pay. 'Cause I am the game and I want to play. Time to play the game. Time to play the game. It's all about the game and how you play it. It's all about control. And if you can take it, it's all about your debt. And if you can pay it, it's all about the pain. Who's gonna make it? I am the game. You don't wanna play me. I am control. There's no way you can shake me. I am your debt and you know you can't pay me. I am your pain and I know you can't take me. Play the game, you're gonna be the same. You're gonna change your name, you're gonna die in flames. Time to play the game. 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 Time to play the game.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Westfield Bank. For more than 160 years, Westfield Bank has been an important community presence and commercial leader in the Pioneer Valley. With convenient full banking services in Westfield, West Springfield, East Longmeadow, Agawam, Feeding Hills, Springfield, Southwick, as well as Enfield and Granby, Connecticut, visit us on the web at westfieldbank.org.
Did you move over to... Why'd you move mics on me again? Yeah, wait a minute. Oh, there we go. Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
you moved the mics. You had
I
the
moved. Yeah, I moved it over because
You had the right microphone there, and then you moved it.
Wow! It's Tuesday morning.
Wow.
Oh, that's Jay.
Good morning, everyone.
Oh my God! All right, I got an extra coffee here. It's sitting here looking like it's never going to be drunk. But poor Jay is tied up in business and sort of. I hope you're not tied up in anything else, but if you are, have fun, my friend. Hello.
Hello.
He's not saying anything.
He can hear you, Jay.
No, I'm here. I was waiting for a question.
I was just saying that you were tied up.
Right, that's not a question.
He wishes he was tied up.
Are you tied up? All right. Okay.
Yeah, no. The answer is no. And how may I help you this morning, sir?
I don't know. I just don't know. I'm all alone in the studio here, and I'm a little flustered. That's that's the rigor or whatever.
Jay, he came in late, and I was playing Motorhead. That's the new thing. If he comes in late, I'm going to play Motorhead.
Yeah. Well, you're going to blame. I'm blaming Duncan. I'm blaming Duncan.
When Jay is late, Pete plays Motorhead.
Yeah. That's good. Motorhead. What? I've never. Is that a new? Is Motorhead new?
No.
Oh.
Hey, Peter, play Motorhead so he knows what we are talking about.
No, I don't want to hear any more of it. I heard that's enough of that. Please. I need Patty Page or Judy Garland or somebody to cleanse my palate.
Bob, that's called incentive.
Incentive, yeah.
Yes.
It's called 80s headbanger rock.
Yeah.
And back in the 80s, I didn't mind it, but now I'm old, and yeah, you're right, Bob. I like the Patty Page and Barbra Streisand.
No. It there is a certain thing to the old songs. I keep they had somebody on was touting their music on NPR this morning, and I was thinking, gosh, there are only so many notes. And do songs, have we reached a point where all songs kind of like sound alike? And are we repeating progressions and stuff? I don't know.
I don't know, Bob. Some of the crop nowadays doesn't sound like anything.
Yeah, well, that's the truth.
No, if you think about it, they're recycling songs, so maybe that's part of the answer. But think of it this way.
Yeah.
I wish I could remember the year, and I wish I could remember the director at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But somebody, he was the director of the U.S. Patent Office, and I'm paraphrasing, but it was something about he published his own statement that said, we can close the patent office. Everything that's ever been invented has been invented. We don't need to make anything else. It's like, really?
That's not true.
Yes, there are just so many musical notes, but yeah, you can do so many things with that palette. Think about a palette of paint.
Mm-hmm.
Right? There's only so many colors, but what are they doing with that?
No, that is
so
true.
many cool things.
It is true. But we've been writing music for so long that I don't know. I mean, let's face it. I was listening to a classical piece yesterday, and then I said, oh, my God, Meredith, it was, I'll never say no to you, whatever you say I'll do. That was Meredith Willson from Unsinkable Molly Brown, and I was listening to Mozart or somebody, and there it was in full regalia. I said, he stole the damn tune. After all these years, I've been singing that song. He stole it. It's Mozart, and he probably didn't know it's Mozart because you get an earworm, and you want to use it and or get rid of it or something. I don't know.
Well, look, lawsuits are made out of that. There's lawyers out there that make money just looking for those little the little bits of a song and saying, you stole that. You owe me however many. And it always goes to somebody that was successful for the song.
Yeah. Oh, very, very true. Very true. If the person that's the success apparently in today's world is the winner. Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. I didn't do the formal announcements. That's JPEG, Luca, Trusty, Dusty, Lusty, Musty, and Krusty's sidekick on the phone there, working hard.
I found an old photo in the old studio of JPEG Luca for the signboard there.
That's very good. Now, do I look to the right or to the left in
Look
order
towards
to
the
look at
monitor,
it?
Bob.
I look towards the monitor, but if I wanted to look at the picture on the screen,
You should see it on the monitor.
I look at the monitor, but I want to pretend that I'm looking at it.
Right. So you look to your right because he's on the right-hand screen.
Oh, okay. So now I'm looking at it right now?
Yes, that's why you should use the microphone on the other side and not the one that you have to lean to the other way for.
Oh, I get it. Okay. All right. Well,
I was trying to help you.
So,
And you weren't
Peter,
here.
during
so Peter, is he saying you put me on the right side for a change?
Yes.
oh my gosh.
So then I'm in
You
my right
switched.
mind for a change.
You've switched.
He's somewhere in the middle. keeping his smart mouth shut. That that's a good way of saying it.
Wait a minute, I
isn't
can put him in the middle too if you want me to.
well, you mean you could switch him to the no? Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, and I'd be off to the side.
Poof, there he is.
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
And I
Oh,
can
that's very
put
nice.
me off to the side.
Now, could you then just
Boom, there I am.
Oh, there you are. Okay, now it makes sense.
Now you're boring our radio listeners. I know what's going on, but nobody else does.
No, they're looking. Yeah,
Take me out of the equation.
You'll have to. Now my head is cut off. No. There. How's that? Oh, no, there.
Hold on, Bob.
Okay. I need a good makeover. To tell you the truth, I really need a good makeover. I don't know what it. Call somebody. Today I need a makeover.
You need
Although
an extreme makeover, Bob.
I had 7.5 hours sleep. I took my little gummy bears.
Oh, you had a lot more than I did.
Yeah, they didn't have any marijuana in it. Their Nutrisystem or whatever.
There you go,
it's called.
Bob.
Oh, very nice. Very nice, Peter. What town is behind me there? That doesn't
have no
look
idea.
like Westfield. We have a pretend town behind me.
It's some major metropolis, Bob.
Okay, that's Peter Coles, everybody, the kitten of the Keys. Meow.
Lord.
Rick Berry was on as my sidekick the last 2 weeks. While you were gone, Jay, you were missed. He's great. He was absolutely great. But he is the weakest cat you've ever heard. It's sort of like, meow. It's the weakest, but it's the cutest little cat. You want to purr it, you want to pet it or whatever. At any rate, so what's happening? Jay, tell us. You've been doing some big work down in Connecticut. Tell us all about that.
Well, yeah, the real job has me on the road for a while, so and I apologize, or maybe it's just the opposite. People are cheering out there; they don't have to deal with me as much. But but I appreciate the thoughts either way. At least you're thinking about me.
Yes,
and
We are?
but we're still not only are we, we're not only are we doing the real job, but there's still a lot of music in the works in Westfield, and coming up this weekend, it should be noted often that we have Jingo, the music of Santana, coming to Westfield behind the Boys and Girls Club. It's a free show. It's starting at 6:30 this Saturday evening. Come in a little bit early. The gates open at 4, and because Shop Small Western Mass Businesses is going to be there with all kinds of cool craft works and things like that. I think there's well over 60 vendors going to be there, thanks to all of our sponsors, especially Westfield Gas and Electric, for helping to put this thing together with us.
Yeah, it's great. And Westfield on weekends, of course, is the recipient of the benefits of this great concert. You want to tell people also to bring their chairs because unless you want to stand for the 2-hour wonderful concert.
Well, you can sit on the grass.
Oh, you could sit.
Chairs, blankets, and it's all in the big athletic field behind the Boys and Girls Club. So yes, bring chairs along.
Yeah, bring your wallet to spend money. There'll be also some food vendors as well. I always love that.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's really
and don't forget, as Bob mentioned, this is also a benefit for Westfield on weekends. So you can donate there at the gates. Although it's free to get in, you can always donate there at the gate, and that'll allow you to sit a little closer to the stage. You can also go online at westfieldlivemusic.com And there's a link right there. You can donate to the to Westfield on Weekends right there as well.
Yeah.
Please help us out. This is not an inexpensive series to put on, as you can imagine. And a lot of people have really stepped up. Please help and be one of them. Thank you.
Yeah, you're right. Well, thank you. That's a really good description of the evening and why. We do all kinds of I hope good for the community. Westfield on Weekends has been around since 2003, so we are 18 years and counting. And we have the great Renova space downtown where our headquarters are, and Westfield Creative Arts Center is there. And stay tuned for some really important announcements from there. There's going to be some great music happening there. We've been working with Westfield State University, and we're even, just keep it under your hats, everyone, we're even getting a Steinway piano. Believe it or not, there'll be a Steinway down on Elm Street. And that beautiful thing, have you ever played a Steinway? Either one of you? I mean,
No.
Oh my God! You when you touch it, the tone is so incredible. I think it's like the Stradivarius of pianos. So we're very happy. The music department, Andy Bonacci and Ed Orgill up there have been really influential and helpful, and we really appreciate that. And I must mention Kathy Bradford, who was my colleague at Westfield State, who is also putting together the classes and courses that are happening at the center, the Creative Arts Center at 105 Elm Street in Westfield. Well, there are our commercials. Oh, we must also tell people that stay tuned for information about the city fireworks, which I think are going to be happening in October
9th, according to the mayor.
According to the mayor, it's October 9th. And then the following week, of course, is Pumpkin Fest, which we'll be talking about on this program and other programs. I just got a little note yesterday from Patrick Berry, so I'm going on television, it's not national television, regional television, to tout the wonderful things that are going to be happening on October 16th, Saturday, October 16th, at the athletic fields behind the middle school in Westfield. Okay. Guess what's happening tomorrow? Tomorrow is September 22nd, but sometime between tomorrow and today, something important is happening that really will affect how you dress and how you feel, etc., etc. Jay and Peter, can you tell us?
Wait. It's already past Labor Day, so it's nothing to do with white shoes.
No.
It's pumpkin spice season.
You're close. It's Pumpkin Fest
Spice
season.
donut.
Yes, I'm
Well,
wearing.
it's pumpkin spice season.
Oh yeah, Pumpkin Spice season. You're exactly right. Why? What season is it, Peter?
It'd be the equatorial fall.
The fall, FALL, or as we know in, if you want to say it, what's the difference between fall and autumn? And where did we get the autumn is happening sometime between today and tomorrow. So tomorrow's the first day of autumn.
Probably means the fall of the leaves. Probably something to do with that. Bob.
Do you think that's it? And the word autumn itself, it's such a lovely word because it has that MN at the end of it. AUTUMN. Wonder where that came from. Would somebody do some research? If Rick Barry were here, he'd be looking it right up. Autumn.
The word fall comes from the Old English phalon, which means to drop from a height, fail, decay, or die. Over time, of course, the phrase fall of the leaf was shortened simply to follow. I was right.
Ah, that's interesting. So the word autumn actually comes from a word that means to fall, probably from a tree or whatever.
Yeah, it means the leaves died.
Yeah. For you, Jay, when fall comes around, do you get a different feeling? I always have a different feeling when fall comes around.
the impending change to one of my favorite seasons of the year. One of my favorite. I like them all, but one of my favorites is winter. I just the first snowfall, the first frost. Those to some people they don't like the cold. I love it, and it probably goes back to my time as a kid when I skied so much. I mean, I just there's something about fall that it says snow is coming, and by the way, do you know why leaves change color?
It has something to do with
I know why. They die and they lose their chloroform.
chlorophyll. Chlorophyll.
Chlorophyll. Yeah, chloroform's that other stuff.
Chlorophyll.
Yeah.
So what color are leaves really?
The color that they turn into when they die.
That's right. That's their natural color. The chlorophyll in them that the tree is creating makes them green during the summer, while the tree is still actively growing.
I did pay attention in class, Jay.
But I have no class, so that's why it surprises.
So there are
yes.
there are some like my red maple then are not really green. But I suppose there's green there if I really looked in the red maple. So during the summertime, when
now there's a good answer. Yeah. What about those trees that are like a red maple that don't turn green? Peter, look that one up because now he's got my curiosity.
What's that?
Why red maple? Why red leaves? Where do the red leaves come from trees? If chlorophyll makes the leaves green, what's making
what
them
about a tree
red?
that's not green all? Yeah, it's red all summer long.
Yeah. Could it be? No, I have no answer for this one. I have no answer.
It's the Mars chlorophyll. Remember back on War of the Worlds, all of the weeds were red. It's Mars chlorophyll.
Yeah. All I know is it's a very nice color, very very nice color. We had there are 6 new trees, everybody, planted along West Silver Street in front of my house. Victor next door to us had 2 trees, I think 3 trees planted, and we had 3 trees planted. So there's an allée, a French word, the 6 trees, and 2 of them are ginkgos, and a couple of them are red maples, and there's another one that I think, I don't know. They're all basically, except for the ginkgo, fast-growing trees. They've been provided by Urban Canopy. It's a government program that provides free trees, and they're planting all over Westfield. They have reached their quota for this fall season, but they'll be planting in the spring. So if you want to go to Urban Canopy and talk about it, we're going to have Scott Holloway on from the Park Department in a few weeks.
I was going to say, that's a program from Park and Rec, and I was going to ask who's doing that, because I remember Scott's name coming up in the past.
Yeah.
Managing that. Right?
Yeah, well, no, you actually go. There is a wonderful woman. Her name is Sarah Greenleaf from UMass, who runs the program.
Greenleaf?
Yeah, Greenleaf. Believe it or not. And
so what you're saying is she was born to do this.
That's exactly right. And her assistant, who I insist on calling by the word mulch, her real name is Milch. So. Believe it or not, we've got Greenleaf and Milch, and they have another person who works with them, and her name is Baumgardner. Who would have guessed that those 3 words would all come together in 3 great people who are planting trees like Johnny Appleseed, along with Lionel and a couple of other folks who they work with. But they come out now, folks. You're going to look at the trees and you're going to say, what are those green bags? They're green bags below the trees. Those bags are to help us because as part of the deal, we have to water the trees once a week for the next 2 years. Now, that doesn't sound bad at all when you consider that these trees are going to give oxygen to the air, et cetera, et cetera. So you put water in these bags. They have little holes in the bottom, and it waters the tree, and it gives them enough. I think we're supposed to do 15 gallons, so these are 15-gallon bags. So when you drive by my house, or in Wisconsin, if you're imagining my house with trees, there are these bags that are about maybe 2.5 feet tall. that are right next to the trees. And folks have asked, what the heck are you doing to those trees? And what are those green bags? Well, now you know the rest of the story. So it's autumn, everybody. So there's a song that most people don't play, probably because it's a lesser song that people don't know. It's called "'Tis Autumn," and I decided I'd never play Edie Gourmet. Does anybody remember Edie Gourmet at all?
No, the name,
Gourmet used to be, she used to be on game shows when, as many old actors do. Edie
Right.
Gourmet, but didn't she have a cooking show, or am I just thinking that was?
No,
gourmet?
I think the word gourmet is. She should have had a gourmet show. She had a husband. You know who's her husband? Because they were a singing group or a duo in Las Vegas, etc., etc. Blank
Hey guys,
and Edie
just to
Gourmet.
let you know, I've got to drop off for a little bit and deal with a little work, but I will try and call back in as soon as I can.
All righty. Well, we'll tell everybody.
All right.
Thank you, Jay. Steve,
Hi, guys.
Steve and Edie. Steve Lawrence.
Yes, I remember Steve Lawrence.
Steve Lawrence and
that
Edie
name.
Gourmet. Jay, get to
Hi,
work.
hi, guys.
Thanks for calling in. We have "'Tis Autumn." This is Edie Gourmet, who really never got her due as a jazz singer. She's a really wonderful singer. Listen to this.
Old Father Time checked so there'd be no doubt. Called on the north wind to come on out. Then cupped his hand so proudly to shout. La-da-lee-da-dee-da, 'tis autumn. The trees say they're tired, they've borne too much fruit. They've charmed all the wayside, there's no dispute. Now shedding leaves, they don't give a hoot. La-da-la-da-dee-da, 'tis autumn. Then the birds got together to chirp about the weather. La-da-dee-la-da-da, after making their decision in birdie-like precision, they turned around and made a beeline for the south. My holding you close really is no crime. As the birds, the trees, and old Father Time, it's just to help that Mercury climb. La-da-dee-da, la-da-dee-da, 'tis autumn.
Support for community radio on WSKB provided by Westfield Electroplating. Employing over 140 skilled platers, painters, and technicians, Westfield Electroplating was founded in 1946 and was the first company in the country to achieve National Aerospace and Defense Contractor Program accreditation, proudly maintaining that status for over a decade. Westfield Electroplating provides over 50 quality finishes to meet your corrosion, cosmetic, or performance needs. On the web at www.westfieldplating.com or 413-568-3716. Westfield Electroplating, putting the finishing touches on technology.
I'm Mark Auerbach. Join me every Friday at 8 a.m. for Arts Beat, where you'll meet interesting actors, directors, designers, and musicians here in Western New England.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 at 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
Wow, it is Tuesday morning. It is, let's see what date is today. September 16th, am I right? No, September 21st.
Yes.
I'm always a week behind or so, I got to say.
No comment, Bob.
Yeah, 'tis autumn, everybody. I got out my plaids. I'm ready to go to see a Broadway show for some reason. School's in session, cool nights. James and I have taken to sitting out on the porch and watching the sunset when it isn't raining, and having a glass of wine at sunset. It's a lovely little practice that we've got. Do you have any traditions at night like that?
I got to see a sunset in Florida this week.
You did? You went? When did you go to Florida?
Friday and Saturday.
Friday? Just an overnight?
Yes. I had to fix some equipment down there.
Wow.
Yes.
So what, did they fly you down or something?
Well, so the trip came about because I had airline credit that had to be used by September 24th.
Oh, gosh.
About $300 of it. It wasn't like an insignificant amount of money.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I called Babe Ruth and said, hey, you guys pay my hotel and food, and I'll fly down there. I'll pay for the flight because I have this credit I got to use.
Right.
And I'll go fix the closet that I was trying to fix before I left, and I ran out of time because there was cables all over the floor, and it was bad, and it had gone up and down a couple times because guys just going in there to turn on the sprinklers knocked the power plug out, and it was just
where were we talking about, Peter? Are
Jensen Beach, Florida.
Johnson Beach.
Jensen
Beach. I have no idea where that is.
It is an hour north of West Palm Beach. And 2 hours south of Cocoa Beach.
Gotcha. So
near Stewart and Fort Pierce.
So you went down to Florida to get into a closet.
Yes.
Basically
to
speaking.
Fix a very hot closet, yes.
A very hot closet in Jensen Beach, Florida. Did you get to the beach at all?
No.
Did your girlfriend go with you?
No. She had stuff to do at home.
I see. So
this was just like get down there, get to work, get your work done, and then come back.
Ah, got it. So that was pretty nice, huh?
Yes. On day 2, I was getting ready to do something. I got a call from my cousin, and unfortunately, my cousin's wife passed away from COVID. Well, actually, from tachycardia.
Oh, no.
So God. I don't know if they were vaccinated or not.
Yeah.
But she was 62.
Holy mother. Right here in town?
No, in Fort Wayne, Indiana. So that's another complication.
Oh.
They got diagnosed with COVID on Thursday.
Yeah.
Starting to feel better. Woke up Saturday morning. Couldn't catch her breath because their heart's racing out of control.
Yeah.
And either apparently passed away either in the emergency room or on the way.
Oh, what a tragic story. Gosh.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is what they're not reporting to you is that some of the cases of people who have had COVID or even reactions to the vaccine, and they're not common, but it's people with underlying conditions. She was big like I am. But they're going to be testing me for an enlarged heart, too, because I gained so much weight that it's not normal. Even for a guy who eats a lot, the amount of weight that I gained over the past year or so is not normal. So I'm getting tested for an enlarged heart as a side effect of COVID.
And so...
These are side effects that people aren't...
Yeah.
They're not getting reported.
Have you been reported? Did you have COVID, Peter?
It is believed I had COVID from Kenny when he brought it back. So contact tracing says Kenny and I had it. They were never able to prove it because by the time they got around to doing antibody tests, they were at first they were unreliable.
Right.
And B, it was so far removed from the event that we probably wouldn't show up.
Oh, I see.
But I guarantee I've probably been exposed several times since then, and I haven't had it. So, but I've also been vaccinated as well. So I could have that magical hybrid immunity they keep talking about where you have the natural immunity plus you have the shot.
Yes.
And
yeah, right.
I will never get a booster because it's diminishing returns. So you should, though, because you're probably more at risk than I am.
Well, of course, and I'm waiting for...
if it's approved.
Yeah, well...
Because right now it's only approved for high-risk populations, people immunocompromised, things like that.
Right. And I'm one of those because I'm over 65. And counting.
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Not with this first round. No, they said no. It's just for people with immunocompromised and very high risk. Not
Oh, really? Oh,
just because you're older, Bob. You're generally healthy.
Oh, all right. Okay. So then they probably have a list of things that I have that,
Your doctor. You have to consult your doctor.
yeah. Well,
because they should be read up on it, or
sure.
consult the health department when they get the regulations from the FDA. But that hasn't even come through yet either.
Yeah.
But so now it's hit home before with people like Paul Khalil and things like that. People have known that it passed away.
Sure.
But these are underreported things, and I've heard of several cases that people have had tachycardia with racing, their heartbeat racing out of control.
I know it well because I take a Tylenol like so many people.
So do I.
And my dog takes a Tylenol. That's how widespread it is, And
well, your dog has to put up with you, so
Yeah, my poor dog. He's suffering, everybody, from Cushing's disease. Have you ever had that Cushing's disease?
No, I have no idea what that is.
Yeah. He's got a mass on his adrenal glands that we don't know whether it's benign or cancerous. And of course, our dog is 11 years old and has a heart problem. So to operate and to find out whether this mass and to take it out is really not a good thing to do for this dog. So as long as he's happy, we'll be fine. He is a little bit more flatulent, if I might use that word, this early in the morning.
Sure, yeah.
Than he usually is. He's still smiling, and you'd swear he was as healthy as the day is long. His eating habits are different, et cetera, and he seems to be very anxious. He wants to be by our sides almost at every moment, which to the dog owner is a really wonder. I mean, I always want to know that the dog loves me.
Dogs are smart animals.
Yeah. So they sit right next to me at when we're watching television, or go. Well, James is doing a great jigsaw puzzle. So he'll go under the chair that James is on and whatever. But it just sort of seems that he is a little bit more skittish about stuff, and he's become kind of like ornery in terms of not. He's very kind, incidentally, but he wants to go where he wants to go. It's sort of like me. I want to go and I want to do what I want to do. At 76, you got to do that. So a dog at 11 is now.
Dogs are like their owners.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And so I for those of you who are prayers out there, pray for all of us with COVID, for those who have COVID and those who don't, and to make sure that we don't get COVID, and also pray for the dogs of the world who are in their last years, and that would be nice. Today's International Peace Day. It's so funny, Peter. I always give a challenge to the music director Chris Homan out in Wisconsin, and so I wrote him a little thing, and I said, today's International Peace Day, and he read it quickly, and he thought it was peach. Okay.
Yep.
So today we're giving peach a chance. And so we have an eat. Why don't you play that "Eat a Peach" number from the Allman Brothers? Eat a Peach Day. So it's International Peace Day, everyone. Give peace a chance.
I like National Go-Kart Week.
Oh, there are plenty of today's a big day. There are so many, and in fact, Jay doesn't know this, but we should have wished him a happy International IT Professionals Day is today. Isn't he an IT professional?
Sort of.
Yeah. So that's an important day. And just listen to some of these. We're going to talk about some later on. Constitution Week. Today's National Pecan Cookie Day. Do you say pecan or pecan?
Pecan. I say it completely opposite from everybody. I've heard pecan.
National Farm Safety Day for kids. So keep those little hands away.
Don't stick your finger in the tractor.
Yeah, that's exactly right. National Chai Day. Today is chai. Do you enjoy a chai occasionally?
No.
You don't like chai?
Not really, no.
I see. I like tea with herbs, and they has some spices in the herbs. It's a kind of nice thing. I like chai a lot.
That's nice. That's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah. Miniature golf day. Miniature golf.
Go to Myrtle Beach for that. They have the most. They have the most golf courses, and I think they have the most miniature golf courses anywhere.
Is that right?
Oh, there's tons of them.
Really? I don't remember the
You
last.
can't throw a stone without hitting a miniature.
Is there a miniature golf place in Westfield? There is, isn't there? North.
Golf Acres. Don't they have miniature golf?
Yeah, I think they do.
Or whatever they're called now.
Yeah, yeah. I enjoy miniature golf because it's over quickly. You know.
It's over quickly.
Well, depending on
Okay.
who you're playing with. I mean, like, you know,
Just get it over with.
Just get it over with. Go past the twirling.
Come on, Morty.
Windmill. Get it over with, etc., etc., etc. So, hey, play Eat a Peach Day. Give Peach a chance, everyone. This is Eat a Peach, the Allman Brothers.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Barnes & Noble College Bookstore in the Ely Campus Center, offering Westfield State t-shirts, sweatshirts, and gift merchandise, all of your academic needs, and offering textbook materials in new, used, ebook, and rental formats. Available at the bookstore on campus or online at westfieldState.bncollege.com.
This is Ken Stomsky from Ken's Den on WCPC 15 and 89.5 FM, Tuesdays, 8 to 10.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
Well, it is Tuesday. It is September 6th. I keep wanting to call it the 16th because we didn't do a show last week. We taped a show last week.
Yes.
I'm a little behind here. September 21st, 2021 and counting. My name's Bob Pless. You can find out everything that's happening for Westfield on Weekends and Westfield Creative Arts at westfieldonweekends.com or go to our Facebook to find out all the information about Pumpkin Fest on October 16th, Saturday, October 16th. Hey, today is another Jewish holiday. They have an awful lot, but this for event planners, this is a special one because today is the Festival of Booths Day, Booths, Sukkot. And it according to the Google, The word sukkah is the plural of sukkah, a booth or a tabernacle, of reference both to the temporary structures of the Jewish people when they lived in the wilderness after their exit from Egypt. It's a minor holiday, but some folks celebrate that, so we want to say Happy Sukkot.
I know the people at B&H do.
Pardon?
B&H Photo Video.
Yes.
Order a lot of equipment from. They celebrate all the Jewish holidays.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, this is a interesting one. Today is also National Ballroom Dancing Day. Now,
I'm not light on my feet, Bob.
You know, I would have said that you were light on your feet. I don't know why. I just imagined that you could.
I can move okay for my size.
Well, that's pretty good. That's great. You've never had a dancing lesson in your life?
No.
Did you ever, when the waltz comes on the when you're at a wedding, do you get up?
I can sway.
You sway.
I can sway and move a little bit. Enough to fake it.
Could you explain to me how to do a waltz? Well,
no, I have no idea. I
don't
really
know?
don't.
You don't know?
No.
It's a 4/4 time signature, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
So picture yourself. Picture a box in your mind. You can do this with your feet, everyone. Okay. So you go forward with the left foot. Wait a minute. Now I have to stand up here, folks. All right, here. There we go. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna come out. Where am I gonna do? Okay, there we go. Over to the.
This is not good radio, Bob.
A step to the right, a step front, a step to the left, a step back.
Poof.
So you're making a box with your feet. Okay, that's dancing the waltz.
That's probably what I do.
Yeah. Okay. Well, try it later in the privacy of your own home to see if you can waltz.
I don't have time for that, Bob.
A friend of mine
today. This is my day today.
Yeah.
I got to go to the Big E today to get my pass with Kenny and get ready for the rest of the shows that we have to do over there. Then I have to try to do some paperwork today, which I never end up getting done.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have to go home and wait, and hopefully the guys from Manny's deliver my dryer that I had to buy a new dryer last couple weeks ago.
Oh gosh.
The first one they attempted to deliver was dented so badly they didn't know if it was bent.
Oh.
So they had to go get another one.
Did you buy it from the dented store?
No, I bought it from Manny's. It was brand new. I'm not taking it. It looked like somebody hit it with a forklift.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, God.
Right. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not taking that. Just schedule a new one.
Yeah.
So in the meantime, my dryer's getting worse and worse and worse. So it sounds like it's about ready to fall apart.
Is it doing that shaking that?
No, it's squeaking so badly that you can hear it through the floor.
Uh-huh. We once had a dryer that I swear was haunted. It just went from side to side.
It was probably out of balance.
Yeah, well, my gosh, it was. Honestly, I think it.
See, I had my dryer fixed once already.
Yeah.
And I'm not sinking any more money into it. You know what I mean? And it's just that's.
Well, I know, and dryers, when you think about it, are not that expensive, are they?
$680.
Oh gosh! Oh my word! You got the special one.
No, I didn't. It was really like the electronic ones with all the bells and whistles are $1,200 just for the dryer.
Where have I been?
It's called inflation, Bob.
Oh gosh! Get a little rope.
That's the impact of all the spending bills that they've been passing recently.
Yeah. All right.
No, true. Because there's more money out there. So if there's more money on the street, then the price of everything goes up. That's inflation. That's what the definition of it is.
I get you. Well, you know,
more money chasing after same amount of product.
Yeah. You know what you could do? You could put a rope out in the backyard and do what my mother did. She had clothespins, and every day she would wash.
I've been doing that.
Yeah, and then you put them on the line to dry. There's nothing like the smell of.
But they also get very hard.
Pardon?
Like towels and stuff get very hard.
Yeah, well,
they get very stiff when they're air dried.
Oh, is that right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but all those years I grew up with, I must have grown up with stiff clothes.
Oh, we did too.
Yeah.
No, we did too.
Yeah. I can still remember those clothespins that would it was like the pulley system, that she would.
See, we had one that was like almost like an umbrella, and it had all the lines that were short. And
yes,
you could hang them like an umbrella.
Yeah. Well, you pull the thing, and
you had the one that was attached to a tree or something.
Yeah,
like that.
It was a pole in the next door yard, in the neighbor's yard or something.
Yeah, sure.
And, that went all the way across there, and they would flap in the breeze, and I don't know. It seemed my mother was doing laundry every moment of her life. Did that seem to you? I mean, for some reason...
Seems like I am doing it lately.
Yeah. And she loved to iron. She ironed everything. My mother ironed everything. Underwear, sheets, pillowcases, you name it, she ironed it. That was her. So I think if she looked at her life, she probably had, she went to Georgia once, and she spent the rest of her life ironing or whatever.
And so when it rains, it pours. My girlfriend's washing machine quit after 20 years. It won't drain anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And her dryer's on its last legs too, so she's scheduled a repair for today to see if her stuff can be fixed. And if it can't, she's got to buy a washer and a dryer.
Oh my gosh.
It's just things happen.
Where do they send that dented one back? Maybe you should get a good deal on that dented one.
I told them if they could offer me a couple $100 off, I'd take it, but they said no. Because I've already paid for it.
Oh, I get it. I understand.
So in the meantime, I had to limp along and help my girlfriend out. She came up and did laundry in my house. I said, it's going to be loud, but you can get it done.
Clank, clank, clank.
No, it's like squeak, 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 like that.
Do you put those little, the kind of things in the dryer?
Dryer sheets?
Dryer sheets to make them fluffier?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they work.
Yeah.
There's also one now for pet hair.
No, there is.
Yes, you can go look for it in the aisle. It supposedly helps remove pet hair from your clothes.
Interesting.
Yes.
Wow. Our dog has fur. No, our dog has hair, not fur.
Either way.
Yeah. But I suppose it would.
I go down to my girlfriend's house and get covered in stuff.
Do you?
Because she got 2 dogs and a cat, and I come back loaded with all kinds of hair and or fur.
So it would be important for you to have this dander thing.
When I go down there, yes.
Yeah.
So I have one package of that at the house.
Got it.
The doggies love me.
Yeah.
Your dog loves me too.
Oh yeah. Everybody loves Peter. Everybody.
I wouldn't say that.
No, all right. Well, I won't go that far.
I have some
Peter.
enemies, Bob.
No.
Some people don't like me.
There's a line that there should never be hatred in the world. We ought to say
I'm not saying hatred.
Hatred for things that are important. Yeah.
Sometimes people just don't mesh. Like I had a partner at work at one point.
Yeah.
That we could get along. We would never hang out, but we could get along civilly enough to work together. But we would never, ever, ever hang out. We're just 2 opposite personalities, and we clash.
I'm trying to think. Did I have? Oh yeah. Oh my God, This story is something. I made the mistake once. The name shall remain nameless. But I made the mistake of saying to some a woman at work that someday we would be married. We were arguing about something, and I said, the way we argue, someday we will be married. I think she heard me as if it were the truth, and she never forgave me for not following through. I don't know.
Bob.
It's a long story. I've never, and I to this day, I'm very sorry that I said that.
By the way, did you notice? You never noticed I changed your background.
Oh, look! It's a what's that? Fireworks?
No, it's a rocket. 2 different rockets that somebody superimposed. They took it to the same spot.
And
then they superimposed them over each other. So one is a United Launch Alliance Atlas V.
Right.
And one of them is a SpaceX Falcon 9. And they took it from the exact same spot at almost the exact same time. And then they photoshopped them together.
It's a beautiful. Go online if you're on the radio. You can see us at YouTube, where we're archived later in the day.
WestfieldTV.org right now.
Yeah, or WestfieldTV.org.
Also, I heard the Inspiration 4 mission that launched
Is this
like
the
Thursday.
mission that? Yeah, it's where tourists went up in space.
Not tourists, amateur astronauts. There's a difference.
Amateur astronauts.
Because they were doing actual scientific research while they were there.
I see. Okay.
But anyways, that mission launched just after sundown at like 8:08 p.m. And some people in Florida and up on the Panhandle got some great shots because as the rocket lifted up into higher up, there was still some sunlight there. You know when you go up in a plane and it's dark on the ground?
Yeah, sure.
And you get up to like 40,000 feet and you can see sunlight still off in the distance. Well, that sunlight reacted off the gases from the plume of the rocket and made huge, huge plumes like you see like that. And some people got some great shots of the launch because it was just after sundown.
Beautiful, beautiful. Would you explain to me how these astronauts were they paid to go up in space, or did they pay to go?
No, so part of it was paid by the guy that was the pilot. He's a entrepreneur, millionaire, or whatever.
Yeah.
He paid for 2 seats. One of them was a raffle that Elon Musk set up to benefit St. Jude Hospital.
Oh, I get you.
And then the other one, St. Jude paid for or was given, and they had a contest for it. But it was like prosperity. There was different like virtues that each seat represented.
I see. Okay.
Hold on.
Yeah. So the people who sat in those seats represented those seats. So I would assume the pilot was sitting in the prosperity seat.
So the inspiration for virtues were, let's see, hope.
Yeah. Love and charity. Faith, hope, charity, and
leadership.
Leadership. Okay, got it.
I know prosperity was one.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's see.
So each of the kids
and one of the girl that was the
hope one.
No, she was inspiration, I believe. But she was a cancer patient at St. Jude when she was a kid.
That's right.
Haley, and now she's a survivor, but she's also a physician's assistant in St. Jude. She's like 20, she was like 24.
So did these astronauts, amateur,
they trained for over 6 months.
Oh, they trained for over 6 months. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, at SpaceX, like intensively. They learned how to fly jets. They learned how to pilot. They learned how to operate the spacecraft, which is pretty autonomous for the most part.
Right.
But they learned how to fly it just in case.
Amazing.
Oh, she was Opportunity, I think.
Oh,
But anyway, she is now the youngest astronaut and the youngest female to fly in space.
Wow.
She's 29.
I cut out a thing out of the paper because our friends Josh Simpson and his wife Katie Coleman are in a new movie. It's called The Wonderful: Stories from the Space Station. And apparently UMass Amherst graduate Katie Coleman was, of course, she's a retired Air Force colonel. She's one of the first women in space.
Yep.
And in the film,
I got to meet her a couple times through you and then through my time at Channel 40.
Yeah, she's lovely. And she's worked for NASA for years. I think she's retired now.
She's retired now, yep.
But I think that she and her wonderful spouse, Josh Simpson, and their son are featured in the film. It's called The Wonderful: Stories from the Space Station. Yeah, look for that. It ought, I hope it comes on Netflix so I get to see this. So 6:59 in the morning, everybody. Hey, why don't we play? Today is Leonard Cohen's birthday. Believe it or not, he was born in 1934. He died in 2016. Leonard Cohen is responsible for that song that has become a Christmas carol, even though it's not a Christmas carol. He's written some incredible songs, and you can see many of his concerts on YouTube if you YouTube Leonard Cohen. Suzanne Brings You Down to the Place by the River. That's one of my favorites. Bird on the Wire, etc. This is the one that everyone knows, Hallelujah. But I'm playing the Pentatonics version. And Peter, go in a little bit.
I am, Bob. I got your note.
Okay, great, because it's a very long song. So this is Hallelujah, Pentatonics.
Well, your faith was strong, but you needed proof. You saw her bathing on the roof, her beauty in the moonlight overthrew you. She tied you to the kitchen chair, she broke your throne and she cut your hair, and from your lips she drew the hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah.
Oh, baby, I've been here before. I've seen this room and I've walked this floor. I used to live alone before I knew you. And I've seen your flag on the marble arch. And love is not a victory march. It's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah. Maybe there's a God above, but all I've ever learned from love was how to shoot somebody who outdrew you. And it's not a cry that you hear tonight. It's not somebody who's seen the light. It's a chord and it's a broken hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Bay State Dental. Comprehensive dentistry at 14 convenient locations in Springfield, Chicopee, Longmeadow, West Springfield, Belchertown, East Longmeadow, Ludlow, Northampton, Greenfield, and Wilbraham, as well as 29 Broad Street in Westfield. Bay State Dental makes it a priority to help you achieve and maintain the healthy smile you deserve. On the web at baystatedental.com.
Hi, this is Harry Rock, host of Rock on Westfield every fourth Wednesday at 8 a.m. Tune in for my view of this place I call home.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 at 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
Wow, it is Tuesday morning. I'll get it right this time. September 21st, 2021, and counting. My name is Bob Plass. I got it right, Peter. Peter Cole's getting him the keys. Meow.
He did it.
Yeah, I did it. And in the second hour, did I notice that we have a guest here? Oh, look it. Yeah. Hey,
morning.
Wait a minute. Morning. Look, I'm going to look to the left or to the...
Towards the monitor, Bob.
I'm looking toward the monitor, but I'm looking over here to see on the screen Janine Queenan. Hi,
Good
Janine.
morning.
Yeah,
Hi,
yeah.
Pete. Hi, Jay.
Good morning.
Not Jay. Oh my gosh, Bob.
Jay's on the road somewhere
not
towards
here.
North Haven.
Perfectly all right. Yeah, we're
Well,
you know.
hello to Jay too. I'm sure he's listening.
Yeah. Where are you? You're in Tuscany today.
I am in Tuscany, and it's a beautiful day in
Look
Italy.
at that! Oh, I love it! I love it. The what do you call those trees? Those giant trees in Tuscany?
Oh my gosh.
They're like fingers reaching up into heaven.
I know. Oh, geez. Let me think about it for a second. I'll get back to you.
All right,
I do
okay.
know.
Yeah,
I do know. I did some spacing on it.
Yeah, they're wonderful. Oh God, can't remember. Isn't it awful when you know something and it's right there?
Yes.
I was going to say arborvitae, but I don't think it's arborvitae. That's the stuff I have in my backyard.
Right.
Yeah. Janine Quinnan, everybody, is from StoriedAdventures.com. She is a travel professional. And Storied Adventures is at StoriedAdventures.com, right? Is that how you reach you?
Correct.
Yeah.
You can find me there and find me on Facebook too.
Oh, yeah. And tell everybody what Storied Adventures does.
So I help busy people plan trips of a lifetime to celebrate life's greatest milestones. So if you need help with that once in a lifetime trip, I am here to serve.
Wild. Everybody should, your once in a lifetime. When you think about where I'd go for only once in my lifetime, your once in a lifetime trip. Peter, you're going to go to the moon, I think, right? But you
That'd be
can't
cool.
Yeah, but where on earth?
It's not necessarily feasible, but
Yeah, where would you go if your once in a lifetime trip?
I'd probably take a trip on the Orient Express.
Oh, good choice.
Oh,
that's a great
Because I'm
choice.
a train guy. So
You start. Where does that start? In Paris?
I think it starts in Turkey, doesn't it?
Oh God, I don't know. For some reason I picture Judi Dench on a train in Paris going.
There are so many great. That's a whole new thing. It's not new; it's old. But what's old is new again. Train travel and these beautifully restored trains that are just like gorgeous, going through Europe, and you can go through
I
Alaska.
think there's one in Australia
Canada.
too. That
It's
a
gorgeous.
really cool route to interior of Australia or New Zealand. One of the two.
Yeah.
It's an amazing way to travel.
Part of it is diesel, part of it is steam. It's a very cool trip as well.
Yeah.
And there's a gorgeous train that goes from London to Venice. That's a restored 1920s, and it has that whole 1920s feel, and people dress up, and it would be such a cool experience.
I love train travel. I have never ever taken a train. Well, I've taken trains overnight, but I've been in coach, so I'm lying there trying to be as comfortable as possible. Is there a way to be in coach and be overnight and be comfortable as a travel professional? Tell me.
You know what? It's all about mindset. Just like being a coach on a plane. For me, you just have to get your head right about it, because there's a lot of things that can irritate. There are a lot of things that can be uncomfortable. At least with the train, you can get up and walk around anytime you want. So that's a nice thing. I've had some funny experiences in second class in Europe too. That's just, very crowded conditions and everyone sleeping with strangers and all the things. So, but that's part of the experience though, right? So,
it is. If you
part
can
of the story.
There's a certain odor or aroma that is in these coaches sometimes. No. I can still smell it from my 1972 trip to Munich or whatever on the train, where I was stuck in this little tiny compartment, and at that time somebody was smoking. You were allowed to smoke. And
that's probably why, Bob.
They take their shoes and they take their shoes off.
Yeah, and then the lovely lunch of salami and cheese and bread, delicious. I'm not knocking salami and bread or anyone who eats that, believe me or not, or anyone who takes their shoes off. But in a train situation, you've got to sort of think of your other partners or your other. I like trains now that have these silent cars. Where you're not allowed
phones.
or phones, so that you're not getting the person behind you talking to their aunt in Poughkeepsie, telling them about what they just did the day before,
Or what they had for lunch or any other interesting thing.
Oh, yeah.
So we're talking about taking shoes off. Let me ask you, Bob, and you too, Pete, because this is a little bit of a controversy about taking shoes off on a plane. Do you take your shoes off when you're on the plane?
So at my size, no. But I wouldn't do it anyways because that's not respectful to other people.
Yeah. What about you, Bob?
I usually travel if I'm traveling and I'm wearing the wingtip loafers that senior what do we call people that collegiates wear. I would probably sometime during the trip, as I'm taking them off right now, I would take them off and sort of sit them on top of the shoe. But for the most part, I know. And lately I've been traveling. I don't travel with sneakers because somebody told me that in Europe you are a dead ringer for a tourist if you have white sneakers.
Yeah, you're a dead tourist for an American tourist.
An American tourist.
American tourist.
Yeah, right. So I try to have some kind of walking shoe that kind of looks like it's a regular shoe. Right. And I would, but if I were traveling, let's say in America on a flight, I would probably be wearing sneakers and they would just remain on. But I don't, I don't know. What I may if I want to get comfortable. Okay, some people bring little slippers, and in first class, don't they serve you slippers on a plate?
Yes, they do.
Serve you slippers,
and pajamas. If it's an overnight, and pajamas.
No, you're kidding me.
No, pajamas, and they'll put a sheet on the bed because they have the reclining reclining seat. So, yeah, it's quite fancy.
So you are then in a room with people that you don't know in pajamas that you've been given and picked out by someone else.
Well, they're brand new pajamas. They're in like a package. But not everyone wears pajamas. But yes, pajamas are available if you would like them.
Where do you get? Do you have your own little compartment now? Do they? No,
it depends. It depends on who you fly. So mostly there isn't a lot of, quote unquote first class anymore. It's business class. A lot of airlines have moved almost completely to business class because it makes more sense for them. They make more money that way. But there are some airlines that you can get private. I mean, the flights are, $30,000 a flight. They're crazy.
Yeah, sure.
But even in business class, they will do that. You'll have pajamas and slippers and a toiletry bag, but you have to go into the regular bathroom to change.
Yeah, that sort of smacks you right into reality, doesn't it? When you have to go into that bathroom.
I know. Yeah, that's true. It can be as fancy as you want, but that's more of a flying porta potty. So
it's called the equalizer.
Yeah, sure.
Exactly.
Sure. There was an article in the paper that I just glimpsed at. I think while I was getting ready this morning, and it said something about the airlines of the future may not have windows, that the compartments will be more like rooms or whatever. And it's going to be an interesting sort of thing to see how the inside of a plane.
We're now about to go live in 10.
Yeah, that'd be
9,
claustrophobic.
Yeah,
8,
close.
7.
What is it, Peter?
6.
What is that? 876. What? I've just heard this. Yeah. Peter, did you? We're about to.
I thought it was your logo. It was attempting to play back a file that was there, Bob.
Oh, I got
an old show.
Oh, I got it. I was thinking, there's somebody else trying to.
Yeah, I was trying to block myself out of the little screen,
and
I changed it over to thought was your backdrop. It was actually the show from last week.
I got it.
Yes.
Should
we talk about COVID restrictions?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, that's that's every day in the travel industry. I mean, it changes, but. Hey, Biden made a big move yesterday, and now people can travel to the United States. Vaccinated folks can come into the United States, so that's pretty nice.
The U.S. travel industry welcomes the Biden administration's changes to travel rules. They breathed a sigh of relief after the administration said it would ease long-standing restrictions on international travels. The 18 months we've been, they've banned travelers from Europe, China, Iran, South Africa, Brazil, and India. They've been crippling the industry, which suffered a $500 billion loss in travel expenses in 2021, and a 79% decrease in spending for international travel. Holy mother.
I know. Travel is one of the if not the largest industry in the world, the tourism industry. So it's a tough industry to take that big hit.
So are these, in order to be able to fly, people flying into the country, they have to have proof of vaccination. Is that correct?
Correct.
And they don't need to be quarantined, but they have to have,
in a test, I believe.
I gotcha. Wow. No city in the United States felt the impact of the travel ban like New York. You'd be interested in this, Janine. It had the highest share of overseas travel and drew more than 13.5 million visitors in 2019. International arrivals fell as much as 93% in 2020, according to the data.
And I read that the Empire State Building is in financial trouble for that reason. Because you think about it, that's where they make most of their money, their entry fees, I would imagine.
Sure.
Yeah, or a huge amount of it.
Unbelievable. International visitors generate 50% of the city's tourism spending and 50% of hotel room occupancy. So no wonder they are welcoming the administration's decision to allow people back in the country. Does this mean that we have to be safer and be masking up more than not now?
I think we talked about this last time too. People are going to do what they're going to do. I think it's just important to follow the CDC's recommendations. I mean, there are a lot of really smart people that are keeping an eye on this. So I'll be honest with you. I have a couple of friends who are doctors, and I do whatever they do. So, and they do mask up. So.
Yeah. Masking up. In fact, the doctor on Stars in the House, this program I watch on YouTube, is saying, Dr. LaPook, he's on CBS, is saying that he wears the N95 and another mask.
Does he have breathing problems to boot? Because breathing through two masks like that's got to be a challenge.
It must be a challenge. No,
hey Bob, can I throw a pot shot out there?
No.
If you want to travel to the United States unvaccinated, just come across the Rio Grande River. They're not testing.
Okay. Alrighty.
It's true. You know what though? I would say let them all in, but before they come in, the CPB or medical professionals have to give them the Johnson & Johnson shot, because all those people came in here, some of them untested, and got distributed all over the country. Then we had outbreaks all over the country.
Right. Well, we got to remember not to vilify anybody that's trying to get away from.
I'm not saying it's their fault, Bob. I'm saying it's the government's fault.
Okay, got it.
That's all.
Okay, I agree. I agree that we have to test and vaccinate as many people who want to come to the United States as possible.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
That's my soapbox.
All
okay,
right.
Janine, sorry. I hijacked your segment.
It's all right. It's all right, Peter. Peter.
I got to throw shots at Bob when I can, timely shots.
Yeah, timely. Let's play Billie Holiday to cleanse our palate. Yeah. Autumn in New York is the quintessential autumn song. You might hear it from me every week in autumn because Autumn in New York just reminds me of New York City for some reason. Do you know this song? Autumn in New York. Billie Holiday's version. This is a very rare recording of her. It's a 78 RPM. That's how rare it is. Remember 78s, Janine?
No. Sorry. I do remember 45s. I remember 45s.
Okay. 78s. Peter, you remember 78s.
I know what they are, yes.
They break very easily. If you sit on them, they break. They look like...
They're acetate.
Yeah, platters at any rate. But this is a rare 1952 78 RPM. Autumn in New York. She does wonders with this song. I love it.
Autumn in New York, where Does it seem so inviting? Autumn in New York, it spells the thrill of first nighting. Glittering crowds and shimmering clouds in canyons of steel. They're making me feel I'm home. It's autumn in New York that brings the promise of new love. Autumn in New York is often mingled with pain. Dreamers with empty hands may sigh for exotic lands. It's autumn in New York. It's good to live it again. Autumn in New York, the gleaming rooftops at sundown. Autumn in New York, it lifts you up when you're run down. Jaded ways and gay voices who lunch at the Ritz will tell you that it's divine. This autumn in New York transforms the slums into Mayfair. Autumn in New York, you'll need no castle in Spain. Lovers that bless the dark on benches in Central Park greet autumn in New York. It's good to live it
Support for community radio on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. On the web at bettsplumbing.com or at 14 Coleman Avenue in Westfield.
Join me, Tina Gorman, each week from 6 to 8 a.m. for Wake Up Wednesday, when my guests and I discuss health, wellness, and lifestyle reimagined.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
Wow, it is Tuesday, September 21st, 2021, and counting. Today is the last day of summer. The first day of autumn begins tomorrow. Yay! Is that a bigger travel season? No, that isn't. But it's it costs less to travel in September, doesn't it?
Not always, Bob.
No?
Yeah. It is considered like a shoulder season, but it depends. Depends where you're going. Right? I mean, you could go. So it's it's hurricane season in the Caribbean, so you can find deals in the Caribbean.
Right.
But you're right. Summer is usually very busy because kids are off school and families travel then, so you will find it more crowded. And I would ask you a question, Bob, because we were talking about trips of a lifetime.
Yeah,
We heard
yeah.
Pete, but what would be your trip of a lifetime?
I know exactly that it would involve many countries, I suppose. So so if it's going to involve many countries, it's going to be a cruise of some type.
Around the world, an around the world cruise?
So you like to put all your stuff in one location and have your location move.
Yes.
So like unpack your room once.
That's true. Although I do enjoy scouring cities in order to find new places to stay.
Mm-hmm.
But I think in this instance, if it's the trip of a lifetime, it would maybe be an around the world cruise. I can do around the world cruises include Europe.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
You do.
You generally go Atlantic to Mediterranean to the Suez Canal, and then then transition into the Pacific. No.
Yeah.
I think it depends on the cruise
yeah,
line.
on the
But
routine.
that's certainly one of them. And I mean, you see a lot, and it's a
Mm.
long time. And the interesting thing about around the world cruise, you don't have to do the entire cruise.
What do you
So
think? Yeah.
You can pick it up in
you can
places,
do
yeah.
legs of it. So
Yeah.
if I think they're like 124 days or something like that.
Right.
Like you don't have to do that entire trip if you didn't want to.
Yeah.
Ginny, I have a question for you. If you're really into cruising, would a repositioning cruise be fun for the cruiser that just likes to be on the boat?
You know what? I know people who like to do that because usually it's less expensive and you get
explain
to
it.
kind of see a different thing. So it can be. I'm not sure if everything is sort of up and running the way it is on a full cruise.
Yeah. A repositioning cruise. Explain what that would entail.
They're moving a ship from one route to another.
Right. So you have cruise lines that go out of Boston in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
They'll move those ships to their ports in Miami, to go to the Caribbean in the winter, for example.
I've seen some. I want to do one that's transatlantic. So they're moving something from the Mediterranean to the Atlantic.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That makes.
So you
a lot
pick
of
up the
sense.
boat like in England or Spain, and then you take the cruise across the Atlantic where you're just kind of exploring the ship.
Right.
There really are no ports of call.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I'm wondering if my Europe-centric, I am so Europe-centric that when I think about travel, I immediately think of going to Europe, period.
You should do a Viking cruise, Bob.
Yeah.
Into the fjords or something like that.
No, we've been looking at it through Hurtigruten or
Oh,
something.
that's that's an excellent supplier, Bob.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's a little bit more, it's not as luxurious. I mean, they have beautiful ships and they offer a lot, but they focus more on sort of the natural world, like having a naturalist on the ship and things like that. So
Right.
it is for people who are more adventurous.
It's
but it's
spelled-
an excellent supplier.
Yeah, Hurtigruten, or you can find it. Gruten is Gruten. Hurtigruten is HR, whatever it is. You'll find it. But the thing I like about it also is that you can drink as much as you want without having to pay those exorbitant prices or whatever.
Yeah.
Not that I'm going to be drinking a lot.
Are you a
on the
lush,
boat.
Bob?
No. But I'm cheap. I don't want to be spending. I want 2 drinks a night, and I don't want it to cost me $50. You know, or whatever.
That's a good point, Bob. So there's so many options in the cruise industry that I think it's important that people always compare apples to apples, because sometimes you see those big sales on the mass market ships, and then everything is extra. All of your shore excursions, your drinks, your premium food, things like that. So when you're comparing, make sure you're comparing the actual cruises, because some are all inclusive, but not most, not the mass markets. So maybe you pay a little bit more money up front, but in the long run, it ends up being the same.
Yeah, I'm wondering, especially if you say, "Oh, all inclusive." Well, great. My wife's a teetotaler, and I have one drink a night. Well, I'm not. Am I going to save money on an all-exclusive resort or an all-exclusive trip? Do you really
Right.
save money on these all-inclusive sandals and places like
So
that?
I'm not sure saving money is the right way to look at it. So again, if you're very active, how much are you going to spend on your activities or on your side trips? And if you do drink, that ends up including adding a lot to your bill. But also too, sometimes if we're talking about cruises or even on resorts, they have a meal plan included. And if you think about how many times you have to sign that bill for meals on a resort or something, even if you don't drink, it can be significant. But I don't think you can't really look at it as saving money. It's sort of convenience in the overall cost. It would be probably the same, but it's just much more convenient.
The all-inclusive resort, I always think of sort of like a conclave. In other words, you're not going outside of this resort, and this is the manufactured. It's a manufactured community in a way, rather than the real community.
Right. Well, it's not for everyone. I mean, everyone has a different travel style, and some people love that. That's what they want. They want to go and to relax, to go to the beach. There's now a Club Med in Quebec, so you can ski. Same type of thing. And I traveled prior to COVID. I had the chance to go to visit a Club Med in the Dominican Republic. And I normally don't go to all inclusives, but what I liked about it was that the ease of it. And I kept forgetting that I didn't have to sign the bill after I ate and things like that. So some people really like that.
And you can also go at your own pace too in an all-inclusive, right? You don't have to run on a regiment or something like that. You can just do it at your own pace.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
exactly.
They're designed for you to be sitting reading a book under the stars or under the sun. Is that correct, basically?
Well, that's part of it.
Playing tennis or golfing or whatever. You're not. It's not really designed for you to learn the culture, unless you're going to some kind of educational place or something.
Well, or you can leave. So a lot of them will have day trips to different, depending on where you are and what's available. I mean, there's culture and history and art and no matter where you go. So you would just have to seek it out. And a lot of these resorts will have day trips and will bring you to, or they'll have a cooking class, or you'll have an opportunity to visit an art gallery or something like that. So if you do have the opportunity to go off campus, then I would.
Yeah. I've been watching 9 Perfect Strangers. Have you seen that?
So have we.
Oh my God! So let's talk about 9. Tell the story. What's 9 Perfect Strangers? Because in the travel industry, would you want to attend this? It's a retreat someplace in Australia. First, Australia is so gorgeous, and this retreat is just to die for to begin with. But tell the story here, Janine.
So there's a retreat for every person, really, truly, no matter what you're looking for. Just make sure that you're going with a reputable company.
But you're going on. Tell the story of 9 Perfect Strangers.
So 9 Perfect Strangers. There's a very exclusive and sounds like a very expensive retreat for people who are very damaged, and the owner uses microdosing of mushrooms and LSD to help the people cure themselves. So it's a trippy.
Yeah.
What could go wrong?
Yeah.
Right. What could go wrong?
Well, it's sort of interesting because
somebody who might have mental illness tripping out on LSD. What could go wrong?
Well,
it is interesting because it is a thing. I know that microdosing, I read about it. I listened to a podcast about it. I know that it is a thing now. And I believe it's legal in California.
No, are you kidding me? Holy mother. Nicole Kidman plays this incredible character with the most wonderful accent you've ever. I mean, like Nicole Kidman is a to die for actress. She's incredible, and you're probably going to see Melissa McCarthy in a way, the comedian, in a way that you maybe haven't. She plays it straight at times in this movie, as well as the wonderful Broadway actor Bobby Cannavale. It's about. It's 9 perfect strangers, and they go to this place for 10 days. So it's 10 episodes, and every day something happens. But for me, Janine, the thing was that the first 5 episodes almost make the place idyllic, and they're microdosing. Well, this is good. Well, that's good. And you begin to sort of not feel that there's anything wrong with it. I said, geez, this is like an ad for a retreat where you're going to go get stoned and then you're going to heal yourself.
Hey, Bob, and then?
Where's the kaboom?
Yeah, right.
Where's the kaboom is right.
Kaboom.
No, you don't want to relieve. I mean, we're not. It hasn't ended yet, but we don't want to reveal too much about what happens.
No. But I would say I got one more episode. We're at
Me
the
too.
yeah. One more episode.
We're caught up too.
Yeah. So on a rating of 1 to 10, what would you give this retreat movie?
Well, episode 1 probably a 10. The last episode probably a 2. So.
Okay, I'm going to give it a 7 because I don't know where it's going. I kept saying, is anything going to happen or whatever? You're learning about these people and their brokenness, I suppose. Mm-hmm. It's written by it's a novel by Leanne Moriarty, who wrote that Big Little Lies movie that Nicole Kidman was in. Just great, and another good film. But I wondered, is that the kind of a retreat? Well, that retreat for us would cost an awful lot of money, wouldn't it? Because
I'm sure. And there are a lot of different levels of retreats. I mean, 5-star luxury, something that's more casual. A lot of coaches put on retreats for their clients. I'm actually working with a coach right now we've already put it together, a retreat for her clients. So that's a big thing. Yoga instructors, other people who are in sort of the health and wellness fields. It is a nice way to build community for their people, but also another revenue stream.
Yeah. I'll give a shout out to Linda Moranti and my friend Michael. What's apple in Italian? Somebody tell me what apple. Michael Melee. I had a synapse there. Michael Melee and Linda own a company called Il Chiostro. I think you're familiar with them.
Oh, they're great.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they do throughout the world. I think they have a South American thing, and they have a couple in Italy and one in France, etc. They even have one down under, I think now. But you go and you take a course in something with a particular teacher of some type, and it could be a psychotherapist, it could be a yoga teacher, it could be an art teacher or a photography teacher or cooking teacher, and you go for a week and you have a class every day. You learn something, but then you also have these great meals cooked for you by a wonderful chef every night, and it really is. I mean, I got to say that it's affordable. If somebody like me can go there, it's reasonably affordable. And the only other thing that is not included is the price of the plane to get there. Mm-hmm. And I think oftentimes when you're looking at deals, you got to remember that there may be what's the word? How you're going to get there. You have to get to these places, and
right.
And sometimes the company will offer you air and the land as well, but sometimes they don't. So you ought to. Is that good advice?
Well, so a lot of the river cruises, you'll see that they'll have sales where they either give you coach airfare or money towards, say, business class. And it depends. I mean, if you keep your eyes open, you can find that. And I think that is important to remember. People sometimes will come to me and are interested in booking a trip, but haven't really thought out the cost of airfare And it really varies. And it's expensive now because the airlines are not ramped up to where they need to be yet in terms of availability and scheduling and things like that. So you will find flights to Europe very expensive, and they don't account for that much. So it is important to think about that in the whole of the picture when you're booking a trip.
Yeah, very, very good. Hey, everybody, we're going to take a break. You won't believe this. Bill Shatner. Who is Bill Shatner? We can hear him.
He is Captain Kirk, of course.
Captain Kirk. And Bill Shatner has his autobiography coming out. It's going to be called Bill. And in line with that, he is doing a CD. A CD is going to be out September 24th. Bill Shatner.
Does he sing songs like this?
Yes, yeah. And there are some of his old ones, but there's a new one with Joe Jonas, and I thought you'd like to hear this. Speaking of space tourism and stuff.
Amazing. It is amazing. Oh, my gosh.
Clouds of Guilt, sung by, or whatever. Spoken by Bill Shatner with Joe Jonas of the Jonas Brothers. Here it is.
Just the way I'm built. Clouds of guilt.
Feel guilty when I leave. Feel guilty when I stay. Feel guilty when I'm down and out and when I'm overpaid. Feel guilty when I'm right. Feel guilty when I'm wrong. Even feel a pinch of guilt just singing you this song. Don't ask me why it is, it's just the way I'm built. Even days of sunshine are dimmed by clouds of guilt. And if these words don't rhyme or a bit of milk gets spilled, I find myself overshadowed by heavy clouds of guilt.
Clouds of guilt. Oh, it's just the way I'm built. Under clouds of guilt.
Feel guilty when I'm late or early to a ball. Strange to say, feel guiltiest when I've done nothing at all. Missed the funeral of a friend, that one stung for years. But stranger still, felt even worse for swallowing my tears. Don't ask me why it is, it's just the way I'm built. Even days of sunshine are dimmed by clouds of guilt. And if these words don't rhyme or a bit of milk gets spilt, I find myself overshadowed by heavy clouds of guilt.
Clouds of guilt. Oh, it's just the way I'm built. Clouds of guilt. Oh, it's just the way I'm built.
Is it some genetic flaw that is to blame? Or old religious training steeped in shame? I'm guilty of feeling guilty all the time. Wish there was a way to free my mind. Don't ask me why it is, it's just the way I'm built. Even days of sunshine are dimmed by clouds of guilt. And if these words don't rhyme or a bit of milk gets spilled, I find myself overshadowed by heavy clouds of guilt. Can never seem to get away from all these clouds of guilt.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Dunkin' Donut Shops of Westfield and the Sardinia family. It's nice to know that even as the world changes, Dunkin' Coffee remains the same at 7 convenient locations throughout Westfield.
Listen to me, Michael Buster McMahon, Mondays 8 to 10 a.m. to learn the stories behind your favorite songs. Or don't. I'm not the boss of you.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield. Bob, that was horrible.
Wow, it's Tuesday.
Horrible.
That
Horrible.
Clouds of Guilt by Bill Shatner. William Shatner.
Clouds of depression after listening to that song.
I thought it was awesome. Awesomely bad and just awesome. I love stuff like that. I'm sorry.
In true Bill Shatner fashion, it was
Yes.
horrible.
It was. I love that line about the milk being spilt. You know.
The fact that he got Joe Jonas to do it, I'm assuming that he's partnering up with all sorts of real musicians.
I would assume.
Yeah, which is brilliant. I mean, it just
Brilliant.
goes to show you what like a cultural icon he is. That people will do that with him. I mean, you think about him, that in his Star Trek is really, he also had, what was that show? The cop show in the 80s.
Oh,
Yep.
What
But
was
he's
that?
created this amazing.
And he also did Boston Legal, too.
Oh, he's created this amazing career for
Yeah.
himself based on his own just quirkiness and who he is. I like it.
Yeah, he was a very, if I might use the word, straight actor. He did nothing but act, and he was a Broadway actor. Got in early on into television, and got this great series, and then becomes iconic, and then branches off, and he can laugh at himself. I think that's the thing, that he knows. He's a smart cookie, because he knows that this is so camp, this is so way out of left field, but I'm going to do it anyway, and I'm going to do it as best I can, and there
And have fun. It sounds like he's having fun.
Clouds of
Did
guilt.
you know that there's a Star Trek museum in Ticonderoga?
What? No.
Yes, and I have not been. My friends just went. They went to see Dead and Company in Saratoga, and they decided to go up. And they said it was a blast. They said it was an absolute blast. And they had and there's pictures of them. There's like a recreated bridge of the Enterprise, and there are pictures of them all sitting in the captain's chair and stuff.
Incredible. Well,
Who knew?
Ticonderoga, New York.
So, speaking of travel stuff, we did an interview with Bobby G and Company with a web series called Star Trek Continues. They finished the 5-year mission, and the guy that's the executive producer also played Captain Kirk. And we did an 1.5-hour interview with him talking about all the pitfalls of making that series and negotiations with CBS and everything else.
Sure.
And the set
Is it an animated series?
No, it was live action.
Oh, live action. Wow.
And CBS said they did such a good job that they really had to distinguish themselves from the series, because if you watch them on YouTube, you would think it was an original episode. That's how good they shot it and how good it looked and everything.
Wow.
So the set that they built from the original plan still exists in Georgia. And we have been invited to go down with Bobby G and Company and interview Captain Kirk on the set. And they're going to try to get a couple more cast members together, including James Doohan's son played Scotty.
Oh, how cool.
And Rod Roddenberry demanded to be an extra on the show. He loved it so much.
Wow.
But we're going down sometime over the winter on a weekend where they're doing tours of the set, and we're going to do an episode from the bridge.
I love it. I love it. Well, does the guy look like William Shatner, or they?
Like a young. So if you Google go on YouTube and look up Star Trek Continues,
right?
There are 11 episodes that CBS allowed them to do before they put a halt to it, but they got to finish the 5-year mission. That was the goal. And the episodes are really good, actually.
Really?
I was quite surprised how good they were.
Are they long? I mean, or is it just
hour.
an hour like the original?
Yeah, like the original. Yep.
Yeah. Wow.
Very, very good series, and such great talking to the guy. All the cast members from Next Generation that visited, and from the original series that visited, and actually said what a good job it was.
Yeah.
And a couple Next Generation cast members played computer voices in this Star Trek Continues.
I love it. Well, speaking of antiques, if we're talking, I'm one of them.
Nice segue, Bob.
Yeah. Ghost tours are happening. It's October 1st and 2nd. Kathy Palmer and I will take you around and I think they've got a couple of, Kelly Pease, Representative Kelly Pease is in it. We've got Representative Mike Knappich and, there's a ton of people who are in the cemetery on Mechanic Street, October 1st and 2nd. Tickets are going fast. They're at the Athenaeum, and all the monies benefit this great cemetery.
Janine, do people do paranormal tours?
Oh,
Have you booked any?
Oh, yes. And that is a huge not huge. It's a niche market, but it is very popular. And the people who love it, I mean, there are supposed haunted hotels all over the country, all over the world. And even, they have a ball at Dracula's castle. There's all sorts of things you can do if you love the paranormal in that way, or like to be spooked out a little bit.
Cool.
Speaking of vampires, I've been watching American Horror Story, which I think it concludes the first. It's called a double feature, and I think next week it concludes the part that what's taking place in Provincetown, and talk about vampires, a take on the vampire story. I really recommend this. And Macaulay Culkin from Home Again. Remember
Home Alone.
Home Alone. Remember that young, sweet little boy?
Oh, yeah.
Not anymore.
Oh, he's grown up into this weird-looking but good actor, solid actor that you will see on American Horror Story. Kenny and I will be talking about it, I'm sure, on Ken's Den this morning, so tune in for that. I wanted, Janine, for you to tell us, in Paris, the Arc de Triomphe got wrapped. Did you see this? Do you know about this?
I have not seen it. No, I didn't see it.
Oh my God, you got to go online and go to the Arc de Triomphe, because Christo, the artist who has passed on, before he died, he and his wife had made a plan to wrap the Arc de Triomphe with silk wrapping, and they've wrapped it, and it's only there for 14 days, and it is so beautiful. Wait till you see this giant monument wrapped in silk.
Wow.
Perfect.
You should hop on a plane and go witness it yourself.
I know.
Oh, wouldn't you? Yeah. But go online to see that. Also, Notre Dame Cathedral
has started to do work on it. Yes, it's ready. They're ready to start doing the
work inside.
Rehabilitation. So.
Oh my gosh. Incredible that April 15th, 2019 sounds so like yesterday, but yet long ago, and they've been working so hard. This museum of beautiful art, and it's a church, of course, is going to come alive again. I'm thrilled about that. We can't go in there, can we?
No. I believe they just decided it was safe enough for people to go in and start working on it.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what the report I heard the other day.
I saw a thing in the paper that said COVID tests for Halloween events in Salem. If you're going to Salem for Halloween, know that the Salem Board of Health voted Friday to require people to have a negative test taken within 72 hours to attend indoor events with more than 100 people at a public space. The requirements go into effect October 1st and last through November 1st. Masks are required inside all public businesses through mid-November, and they'll have rapid testing in the area as well. So if you're going there, ever been to Salem on Halloween?
On Halloween, no. I have been, of course, but I've heard it's wild up there. It is really quite something.
Yeah, amazing. Hey, let's take a little short break here. And
Bob, you might as well go to the end. We're at 7:53.
Yeah, why don't we? You're exactly right. We've got 7 minutes here left. Janine, it's World Peace Day, or it's actually International Peace Day, as well as being, there's another day that I wanted to talk to you about. It's Balance Awareness Week, and what's actually the entire week, or Build a Better Image Week. Now, I was thinking, what if you were going to build a better image for yourself? I can't imagine that there would be anything. Honest to God, she's the Carol King of travel. She's
Come on.
she's
Come on.
yeah. But is there some image that we just come off of the Met Gala where people dressed up in their fantasies and everything? That's another thing to YouTube and see the incredible costumes that folks wore. But in terms of fashion, and incidentally, at the Metropolitan Museum of Art, the Fashion Institute of America has a great show. That's why the Met Gala takes place. So if you see all these strange things, you can actually go and see this great exhibit at the Metropolitan Museum of Art. But better image, have you ever thought of yourself as having to have a better image?
Well, I think, anyone who has a business or is out there in the public eye, you do want to put your best foot forward always. So if people want to work with me, I hope that I that when they meet me, then I instill confidence in that I can put their trip together and that they can be, feel comfortable working with me. I guess just like you on the radio and everyone else.
Yeah. I oftentimes at 5:45, I'm saying to myself, "Oh my God, can I get through 2 hours? Can I find things to talk about for 2 hours?"
Bob.
Yes, you can.
Oh, yeah.
That's like the speed of light, Bob. That's a constant.
Oh, no. Sometimes I get nervous, and so today I brought my little trusty cards here. These are conversation starters. Remember, Peter, I had these years ago when I didn't think I could talk much.
But that was 7 years ago, Bob. You've been talking ever since.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to pull one of these, and these are conversation starters. Here it is. Okay. Get ready, Janine. Is it a choice or an obligation to help someone in need? Is it a choice or an obligation to help someone in need?
I feel it's an obligation, but of course everyone has free will and then they decide what they do. But for me, I feel like it's an obligation. But when you say obligation, it has such a negative ring to it. But I don't feel it in a negative way. I do think as humans, we're all in this together, so we do have to help one another.
I totally agree, and helping one another is a little, as human beings, there are certain things that come with being a human being, and one of those things is you've got to help others. And I always say that if you're going through a bad time, with someone, the best thing that you can do is to say, "How can I help you?" During this time, and COVID is a time where we might say, "How can I help you? How can I help you?" Shall we try one more, Janine?
Sure.
Who have you been jealous of in the past?
Oh
my God.
Oh my goodness. I don't know. It's hard to say. Not that I don't feel jealous sometimes, but I always try to nip it in the bud and turn it around and feel happy for people, because the jealousy, it's just an automatic, I think it's sort of like a natural response.
Oh yeah.
But if you really stop yourself and you'll say, "Oh, I'm out of my mind. What am I doing?"
Yeah. Why would you be jealous of somebody making a lot of money?
Right. Or having good things happen to them. You're happy for them.
Yes.
You're happy for them, of course.
That's exactly right. So you might be jealous of Rick Steves.
Yes. Okay. So if I can be jealous of, how about Stanley Tucci? I would love to have done his series on CNN.
What's the name of that series?
It's oh my gosh, it's Finding Italy, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great.
So
great.
I'll be jealous of him because I would love that job.
Yeah. I'm jealous of Jimmy Fallon and his talents. I guess that if we're going to go into that realm, I am not jealous of Conan O'Brien, believe it or not, or who's no longer on television. But I am jealous of him. I think I'm also jealous of Stephen Colbert for some reason. Yeah.
I love him.
Yeah. Peter, who are you jealous of?
Who am I jealous of?
Yeah.
I don't waste time. That's unneeded energy to be jealous of somebody.
Well, no, very, very true. But if you were going to, who is somebody that you could say, geez, I'd love to have his experience?
Tom Snyder.
Tom Snyder, without the cigarette, yes.
Without the cigarette, yes. Just the amount of people that he was able to talk to and get experiences with and get to know in a long format talk.
Oh, yeah.
I love Tom Snyder.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Hey, Janine, we love you.
Bob.
StoriedAdventures.com.
You wonder where he's going to go when he says that.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
StoriedAdventures.com and Storied Adventures on Facebook.
Yeah, and you also have a blog, don't you? Or do you?
I have a Facebook group for Gen X and baby boomer women who love to travel, and it's called Women with Wanderlust Tribe, and you can find that on Facebook as well.
Women with Wanderlust Tribe, TRIBE. You can find me somewhere on westfieldonweekends.com and on Facebook. I'll see you this Saturday night for Santana. It's a tribute band called Jingo. It starts at 6:30, doors open at 4:30. Bring some money. There are lots of vendors. You're going to have a great time. Believe it or not, Santana has a new album coming out. It's out October 15th, and I'm going to play a bit of that, it's the song Move from Blessings and Miracles, the new Santana album with Rob Thomas, and American authors are singing with him. Goodbye, everybody. See you next week. Thank you, Janine. Thank you, Peter and Jay. And we'll get out there and volunteer in this time of need on International Peace Day. And here is Santana.
Got me losing my head. I never know what I said. You got me spinning around and around. I never know if I'm right, but I've been feeling tonight that we can make all the walls come down. And now we're singing, ooh, 'cause I feel like I want you. We're coming to life, and today is a brand new day. Let me see you move like you're burning the house down. I wanna see you move like you're working it out now. I'm begging for you move. Now stay like that. You can't go back when the feeling makes you move. Hey, hey, I wanna see you move. Let me see you move. The way you pull me in close, you got a spell on my soul. Oh Lord have mercy, I've been hypnotized. You got me singing, ooh, 'cause I feel like I need you. We're coming to life and damn, did you feel that? Let me see you move like you're burning the house down. I wanna see you move like you're working it out now. I'm begging for you move. Now stay like that. You can't go back when the feeling makes you move. Hey, hey, I wanna see you move. Let me see you move. Hey, hey, I wanna see you move. Let me see you move. Let me see you move like you're burning the house down. I wanna see you move like you're working it out now. I'm begging for you move. Now stay like that. You can't go back when the feeling makes you move. Hey, hey, I wanna see you move. Let me see you move. Hey, hey, I wanna see you move. Let me see you move. Let me see you move.
Underwriting support for